So, all right, guys, welcome to Lapote TV. This is Addressing the Issues with Jay, and today I'm here with the man Isaac Gordon Jr. in the building, and today we're going to have some conversation. So, Isaac, am I smelling some Sean John or something like that? Is that unforgivable?
No, that is absolutely not Sean John right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I'm glad to be in the house, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lapote TV, doing what you're doing out here in these streets of Hamburg, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm happy to be here so we can talk about a couple of things.
Sometimes we all got to do what we got to do,
definitely.
I want to ask if you were smelling Sean John because I don't know.
Nah, it's different. It's Dior. It's Christian Dior. It's not Sean John. It's not Sean John.
You never used a Sean John perfume before, like
Actually not. No, I never owned one.
Really?
Yeah, I never bought one. I'm more into the oud perfumes.
Oh,
so Sean John is not. I'm not sure even if they have an oud scent in their collection. So yeah.
I mean, because I know you to be a Diddy fan. You know what I'm saying? So
I do. Yeah,
you might want to try his product. I mean, we all growing up one way or the other. Diddy has had an influence in most of us, especially guys back in Africa. So. I mean, I'm surprised to know that you have not tried a Sean John perfume or that kind of a thing.
I don't own any Sean John perfume. Neither do I own any of his clothing.
Oh, okay.
As well. Yeah.
It's interesting you're saying that. It looks like it's kind of funny, but I kind of feel like ever since this Sean John thing is going on, everybody's kind of trying to be associated with him, that kind of a thing. Because, I mean, like you said, when it comes to even clothing line, I remember the first time I had a Sean John. I think there should be a Sean John jeans and that kind of a thing. How come you never use any of those products?
It was. I think when it comes to my style,
okay,
it was very different. I'm not into the oversized clothes or the baggy clothes, so that was more. I think what a trend was back then. It wasn't really my kind of thing. And I think when Sean John's clothing line was also popular, I was way younger, and I was still broke at that time. So
you must be very, very young. I guess I should call myself an old man.
Hey,
but you know what? It's interesting. I just wanted to talk about this whole Sean John thing that is going to do the thing because like I said, even though we're coming from Africa, like. We Africans, we've looked up to all these Black Americans there, anything that they used to do from their music to most of them are like our idol, so for you to like have somebody as an idol and all of a sudden like you hear all kind of rumors and all kind of things flying out, but then it's kind of some way, like, and I mean, Diddy's not the first one. We have to talk about the other ones, like from the lives of R. Kelly and the other people. And then I feel like we as Africa, we have something like a fallen soldiers, The people that you are looking up to now are falling. How do you feel about the whole thing about the Diddy going on? How do you feel?
I mean, no one is perfect. That's what I can say. And another thing I would say is people with money, they do tend to have or act differently than regular folks. You know what I'm saying? So the situation he's in right now is a very hot one. I don't agree with any of the things that he's allegedly done. So right now we're all just waiting for his day in court so we can all know what the truth actually is, because right now it stands down to what is true and what is not true. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's just where my stance is on. You know what I'm saying? No one is without sin. So pointing fingers or judging people can be, a reach. To me, he's a human that has made mistakes and has put him, because of his choices, he's in a position where he's in right now. And I think the court will have to, determine if he is guilty or innocent, so that's what we're all waiting to see.
It's interesting. I like the way you think, but actually it's rather unfortunate that a lot of people out there don't think like that. It feels like they want to even crucify the guy before judgment is being pronounced. And I mean, speaking of the whole thing of the baby oil thing, I mean, let's talk about, I don't know for you, but I have owned a baby oil before. I have used a couple of oils. Have you ever used a baby oil before?
The baby oil is sometimes important to have. But I mean, yeah, when it comes to all these products and stuff, I mean, I don't know if it's a crime to own one. It's one thing about the world right now is when you're sort of like canceled or you're in this hot seat where all eyes are on you. I think everyone wants to chip in and say whatever they want to say. I just have sort of like the if you're without sin, don't throw the stone
Okay, he was
type
just
of principle. So and it's like we're all not perfect, and the person's choices has led them to the situation they're in that is publicly visible for all of us to see. You know, the allegations are really strong, you know, and more are coming out. You know what I'm saying? So right now all I can say is we're just waiting for the day in court, you know, when the trial starts and all that, and then we can see what is true and what's not. You know,
And then again, like I'm saying, I wish everybody could be that patient just to wait for the day in court. Because Ellen, I told you I have owned baby oil. I'll tell you, when I was growing up, like I don't know, by then I didn't know much about beard oil. So when I first started, I was owning it. Like I used to buy a baby oil just to put in my beard to smoothen my beard, you know. So that's what I'm now saying. I don't know why everybody seems to be on his necks because he owns a baby oil. But you know, for people like Diddy that they are very rich, even when they want to buy something, they buy it in bulk. So then I'm trying to find out why is that everybody's on his neck that he owns a baby. Is it that the baby oil is used from specific kind of thing that I mean tell me, maybe probably I don't know, but I just want to know. Probably I don't know. What is yeah.
why do you think I would know?
Of course, probably. I mean, well, if I don't know, that's why we are here. Maybe what I don't know, you know. So that's what I'm finding. Like it's okay to own a guy cannot own a baby oil. Like, what do you think baby oil is usually used? Well, when a guy owns a baby oil, does it signify something or stands for something? I just want to know.
Well, oh, good Lord Almighty! Lapote TV is
come
on with the
let's know. I
questions.
mean, because I just want to know. Like,
Yeah,
baby oil. Like, yeah.
baby oil is used for babies.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yes. I mean that is what it's actually created for.
Oh, okay.
I think the oil is also used. Some people probably use it as, I don't know, lotion or something like that because it has more oil texture in it.
Oh, okay.
And whatever else they use it for.
So you think Diddy was using that oil for texture? Or like, I mean, just want to know. It's a conversation.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have never been around Diddy, so I would not know. But baby oil can be also used in the bedroom for, you know, making things more smooth and things like that. So who knows what he was using the baby oil for? You know, he's got, you know, whatever his reasons were. I don't know.
So probably he was using it for something more smooth, right?
only the Lord will know, and only the courts can reveal what he used the baby oil for. I'm not sure if they're gonna ask him those questions in court, but again, I don't know if owning baby oils is a crime. So,
but then again, you see, that's what I'm talking about. If we look at the charges that was leveled against him,
right,
racketeering, as they call it, and
sex trafficking,
and what else? It was 3 main charges that he was that kind of a thing. And if you look at all these charges, there is no way this baby oil thing falls in place as a thing. But you know, people have decided to make it a topic, you know, to talk about this baby oil thing. So I don't know, but I just wish sometimes that people can just have a chill on him, you know, just I mean, until judgment is pronounced, then they can say whatever they want to say. But then again, I kind of understand people. You know, I have a baby right now, and I kind of have the feeling when I went to store right now, I realized baby oil is more expensive. So,
oh really?
Yeah, of course. And you never bought a baby oil before?
I wouldn't know the price currently.
For your baby? I mean, you never buy stuff for your baby?
I mean, that's in the past when they were younger.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, so since I'm the one currently and still buying baby oil, that's why I get to know. So
I see.
Probably, I guess that's why everybody's smart, because people who have kids now realize that the baby oil is so expensive. So, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, they should give the guy a chill.
I guess.
Yeah. Why did it took so long before you think like finally they have their eyes on him?
Well, there are some conspiracies that, you know, he probably, I think when he decided to give the rights out to the artists that he used to work with, it probably upset some people, whatever, whatnot. I mean, Diddy as a person, in my perspective, has been, you know, has been a game changer in the music industry. He's really set a lot of trends. I think he's also one of the first, not the first, but one of the first people to showcase what goes on behind the scenes in the music scene when it comes to creating bands and all that kind of stuff. I think his MTV show, Making the Band, was really an eye-opener on how the background work in the music industry was, you know, when it comes to R&B music and, you know, the technicalities, you know, the coaching, all that kind of stuff. So these were shows that we all grew up with and we were all fascinated with, you know, and I think when it comes to, bringing out different talents as well, that is something that he has also been consistent with, breaking out new acts and, making them, who they are today. This I would say has been his contribution to music. So when it comes to his personal life, he's also really known for the extravagant parties that he's been doing in Hollywood and elsewhere, in the Hamptons and all these other spots. And I think those parties have been consistent to the point where I think they've been consistent not just in the number of times they happen, but then the activities that goes on as well, so people attending the parties, they it seems to be the place to be for some reason, because I've heard even rumors of people who were upset they didn't get tickets to the parties or weren't invited to the parties, and people would try to get tickets, they would fight their way to get in the parties. Based on your question, I mean, he's just, I don't know how his personal life is, but he's human. He's done his things. And like I said earlier, whatever he's done, the choices he's made is what has led him into the situation that he's in right now. Every action has consequences. So those of us that are not really self-aware, find ourselves in positions and situations that we may not be happy with, but it is what it is, and as an individual in the music industry as well, it's also important to identify and to know how you want to position yourself and the things that you want to do right and the things that you don't want to do to get yourself in situations like this.
All right. When you were speaking, you mentioned of his parties, and this. What I'm trying to find out, it looks like there's no loyalty anywhere anymore, because if you talk about these parties that Diddy have been throwing, I mean, the likes of people like Leonardo DiCaprio, all these top shop, name them. I don't know, even there was a rumor that even the Prince was there, right? Yeah. So now this is the case where this guy have been throwing these parties and the likes of all these people were there. How come so far nobody has ever come out to say something to his defense? I read something on the E-News today that all the people that were involved are kind of trying to settle the women up that we mentioned that were involved. They had something to do, that kind of a thing. And I'm like, if these people were all involved in the parties and a whole lot of things was going on at the party, how come none of them ever said anything? Because the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, we're talking about the whole Prince of England. How come none of them said something? Till now, just trying to find out.
You mean said something to his defense,
or ever said what they witnessed at the party or that kind of a thing?
I mean, I don't know. But I think most the funny thing about this is most rich folks' parties have all these crazy experiences there. That's just what it is, right? Even down to festivals.
Okay.
Like hardcore festivals, raves, it's a whole bunch of everything going on, So exclusive parties where it's like invite only, all these spots, it's really it's a lot of activities going on, and you would be surprised at how people fake IDs and people force themselves to be at these places even when they know what goes on. You know what I mean? So I don't know what to say to that, but yeah, that's just all I've experienced.
Me, I'm just as surprised as you are. When we started on, I told you that when we talk about the likes of Diddy, we that we're coming from Africa and we kind of look up to them. And recently too, I don't know if you've noticed, but there were some pictures circulating that Burna Boy actually how did he say, had a thing with Diddy, because recently Burna Boy has won a Grammy, right? And people are going like, okay, for him to be able to get that Grammy, definitely something conspired between on him and Diddy. And the same to what has been said about Wizkid. So I'm trying to find out, do you think Burna Boy and Wizkid can go that low just to get a Grammy? I mean,
anything is possible in life, but then rumors can also be made up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I don't know Burna Boy, I don't know Wizkid personally.
Okay.
If the rumors are true, I have no idea.
Okay.
it's at the end of the day, it's people's decisions and life choices.
Oh, okay.
So if it's also something that they did or chose to do, it's it's their choice. So it's not something that I'm going to judge them on. You know what I mean?
It is not a matter of judging, but looking at it from that angle, like I said, sometimes it feels like people can just do anything for what they want. And like I said, these are people that maybe not you and I, but the other kids coming, people see these people to be idols, look up to them, role models. So if somebody like a Burna Boy, with where he is in his career right now, can go that low, with Diddy, that kind of a thing. And that is what we are trying to talk about. So,
right.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in not assuming things.
Oh, okay.
So the day that I will meet Burna Boy or Wizkid,
You're gonna ask.
I will personally ask them just to clear my own thoughts, but it's not something that I dwell on. I still love Burna's music. I love Wiz's music. You know what I'm saying? So they are still great and talented individuals to me. You know what I'm saying? If this happened, I don't know. Okay. If it didn't happen, I'm not. I don't know. But if I do get one-on-one with them, I'll just ask them, and if they say it didn't happen, then I take it at that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think far on all those things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, trust me too. We all love Odogu and Burna Boy and all those people. And probably if I also get a chance to have them on this platform, I'll definitely also try to find out. I mean, we all want to know.
Sure.
But like you said, I mean, let's not run into assumptions and conclusions. Let's wait till we have something concrete and we talk about it. And then there was also a time that some rumors were speculating about something with him and Pastor TD Jakes, Bishop TD Jakes, and that was a very strong one. And trust me, TD Jakes is somebody that I actually listen to a lot. So sometimes I ask myself, how could someone or people even have that kind of a thought? You can imagine that somebody like TD Jakes can actually go that low. How do you feel when you hear that? I mean, there are some couple of people that when you hear, you will not be a bit surprised, But looking at TD Jakes and the level in which he is, you think he could go down low, something like that, for money? I'm just asking, just trying to find out.
It's life. It's rumors. Is it true? Is it untrue? I have no idea. Right. But again, if I do get in touch with any of these individuals, I would ask them for my own clarification. If they say it's a yes or it's a no, I take it at their word. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm just a believer in, hearing it from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I don't play into the rumors myself. People may spread it around, all that kind of stuff. It's not my place to do so. So however whatever is going on, if they say it's not true, I take it at that.
Sometimes it's not about playing into the rumor, but there's a way sometimes you hear something and maybe you might have a shred of doubt, or more like if there's a little possibility that could actually be true. I mean, it's more like we're trying to be I don't know whether doubting Thomas is,
right.
I mean, so we hear people saying something we want to actually see before we
So my thing is, it still does not take away from who the person is or what the person's contribution to music or to the gospel for me. You know what I'm saying? Because the message still carries weight. So if the individual, the messenger is not clean or whatever, that is their choice of life. But the message they have delivered, if it makes sense, it makes sense. That's just how I see it.
But do you think all this thing could be avoided where Diddy found himself now? Because I'm trying to find out, I'm asking myself, if you are a music producer, which you are a music producer, maybe you'll be right to explain this to me better. If you have to work with an artist, does it have to come to a time whereby the artists have to come to your house, you have to groom them and all that? I'm talking about the likes of Usher and what's the name, Justin Bieber, and so many other artists that it looks like, I don't know whether at a point in time you have to go live with Usher for him to groom you as a man or so. I don't know. So is this something that is very common in the industry? Like if you are a music producer, you need to like take that path whereby you always have to harbor musicians in your house. Like, I don't know. Maybe you explain it better to me.
I think the music scene during the upcoming of Usher and when we got into the 2004 and 5 and all this, I think it had a different style back then. So you would have I think there were reasons why those things were done because they had different publicity or PR gigs attached to the growth of the artist. So for example, with making the band or a life in the artist, whatever, whoever they are, I think all these things played a role. So was it that they entirely lived with their mentor all that time? I don't know. Was it for the shows that were being done? Was it for a certain period of time? Was it a boot camp? I don't know. So I can't really say. But today I think it's pretty different. Especially when labels and management agencies or companies or independent labels are not investing 100% upfront in the artist. Right. So a lot of the artists and the labels and agencies are looking at artists that are investing in themselves, and then they pull their weight into these artists as well. But back then, when they would have all these I'm just speculating right now. When they would have all these what's the word, forshoes, that is advance payments. Right. So they would want to make sure the artist is taken care of financially. They don't have to focus, think about rent and all that kind of stuff. They would have a ride, all that kind of stuff. They would make sure the artist is comfortable enough to work and produce music so they can recoup whatever they've invested.
Artists being taken care of, well, like you said, does not necessarily mean that the artist will have to come and live in your crib.
For sure.
That kind of a thing.
But I think it's more like if the person got like 5-10 cribs, there is one crib, nobody's staying there. You might as well stay there, or we could have several artists in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speculating. So maybe that is how it used to it was back then, but today it's not really like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to avoid these kind of situations today.
So it's not, that was back then. But
that's what I'm speculating. Yeah.
Now let's talk. One of the charges leveled against Diddy was domestic violence, that kind of a thing. And you've seen. I don't know if you come across the video.
We all have.
Okay. Yeah. So you keep telling me you're a preacher or a believer, or like seeing something, or it's happened before you kind of jump into conclusion. This is a video you have seen. What do you think about the video when you saw it first? Because like I said, I hold Diddy in high esteem. Trust me, I'll be lying if I tell you I don't. Seeing that video, I begin to ask myself question like this is the part of the person that you don't see. Then you ask yourself, how can a person like this be able to act in that manner? How do you feel when you saw the video? And what do you think? You still think he's not guilty of that, or like that was just not him? Like, what do you think? What do you made out of that video when you saw it?
I mean, we all saw the video, and no one can deny the fact that that was really an uncomfortable video to watch. You know what I'm saying? So it was a side of him that I think the world had not seen, and this is why I think he also did his best to hide that video from coming out, but eventually it did.
It came,
and because at the beginning when the whole situation happened, he was trying to like play it as it was fake and all that kind of stuff. But once the video came out, no one could deny it no more, So then it started the whole, charade of everything happening. I always say, as a man, the moment you get emotional is when you would apologize for your actions, in the sense of, not thinking rationally before acting. And that I don't believe that anyone should be put in a position where they should be physically abused like that.
There is something I really don't understand, when it comes to like the Western world, people are taught to speak their mind, that kind of a thing. And like, you have rights, blind, all those things. So then I begin to ask myself, how come, or how does someone like Cassie, like I'm saying, you find yourself in such a situation, you decide to stay in for that long? Is it probably because, he was the one managing you and all that? Like, what do you think?
Choices. So I always stand by choices, because I do believe that regardless of how desperate, hungry, or how much we may want glory, fame, success, and all that, we still do have choices.
Oh, okay.
So we don't anticipate. Of course, we all cannot anticipate. I cannot anticipate that you could be a person like that, the same way you couldn't anticipate that I could be a person like this. But I think signs are always visible throughout the process,
and that's what I'm talking about. If the signs were there, I mean, this was what we just saw in the video. We don't know how many times this happened. So that's what I'm trying to find out. Do you think people like that get sucked up in the fame, or think about more what they stand to gain, or
well, the narrative is that women in these positions get manipulated and they are closed off on all kinds of exit, right? That's the narrative. I also strongly believe that in a day and age where a lot of us individuals are educated and stuff, there's always a possibility for us to, find help or find a way out of a situation we do not want to be in. No matter how good it may seem or whatever it may come across as, right? But the narrative is always strong. So I think the narrative always wins, And
I'm also thinking, do you really think I don't know how to put it, people have been fair? Because I mean, Cassie is definitely not the first lady that Diddy dated. I mean, I know he dated Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, them, and so now the question is, how come any of these people never said anything? Because I want to assume an assumption that if it happened to Cassie in a way, it might have happened to the rest. So why didn't you think that any of them didn't come out to say anything so far? I mean, like, you think it's the power that Diddy wields, that's why it makes it impossible for someone to stand and speak something against him? Because like the other exes could have said something about it. What do you think?
I have no idea. But then is it the power? Because I also know that if you don't like something, you just don't stay around. You know what you don't like. So if there's a reason why you stayed around, then that is your choice and your reason. But the exes did not like what they were experiencing and they left.
But they could have saved other people the hustle, but like maybe speaking out or voicing out, like I said. So then rather to find somebody else.
I would not know. I would not know the answer to that. Yeah.
All right, guys. All right.
I would not.
So yeah, one more thing. Let's talk. So now let me find out. Diddy's kids, right? With all this thing going on, none of them ever said anything. I mean, if you have a dad and he happens to be a monster, I'm not saying your dad is a monster, like people paint him, then you have kind of have a feeling your dad is a monster. Will you laid back and not say anything about it? Like,
I don't think any child will see their parent as a monster,
even if he is a monster.
I think they would do their best to not believe that their parent is a monster. And again, I think all the answers or all the arrows are pointing down to the day in court.
Oh, okay.
To prove if all of this is as it is or it's not. And this is where the whole battle mentally plays around, because of course his kids are also going to feel some type of way. He has daughters, they are going to feel some type of way. So I guess everyone is waiting for the day in court, how the trial looks like, how the trial is going to proceed, how everything is going to, turn out. This is what everyone is waiting for,
Okay. When R. Kelly find himself in similar position and nobody believed that it will actually come to this. Now Diddy is in the same position. He even wants to bail, but he's not been granted one. Do you really think his chances, or he's got chances of coming out of this? Like,
everything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Everything is possible that he could be innocent. It's possible he could be found guilty, and it's possible he could go to jail.
You think he could be innocent?
Everything is possible. It's life.
I think I'm trying to find it difficult to believe. Like, you saw the video. The violence that he carried out on Casey, like,
I mean, with that part, I mean, he would. I think he would be punished on those actions.
Oh, okay.
But the overall charges that are against him, like, everything is possible.
Really,
everything is possible.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, guys, we cannot say much. Like I said, we want to talk about the issue of Diddy. We can go at length, and we're never gonna end. Like I said, one of the reasons why I decided to touch on this is because, like, as an African here in Europe or in Germany, one way or the other, all these people that I'm calling, they've been our idols. We look up to them, like we learn a lot from them. So it's like for us to see this thing happening daylight to them, it's like, I mean, you know, like our soldiers are falling, you know, the people we look up to, from the life of OJ, coming to R. Kelly now, and now Diddy. Look, I mean, what happened to Kanye is kind of different, but like, I don't know. Kanye is not the Kanye we know anymore. The way things are going.
I just read on some of the blogs. I'm not sure if this is true or not. That was last night that Kanye has and his wife Sensori. I'm not sure what her name is, but I think they are also getting separated or divorced.
Again.
Yeah. So whatever is gonna come out after that,
Yeah.
I don't know as well.
But just before we wrap up, I don't know. I'm seeing some things online, and people are saying Jay-Z and Beyonce have done worse than this. What do you think? Do you think this is like kind of a strategy? I don't know. And the funny thing of this is coming from black people, you know. So I mean, no one is a saint, man. I'm not gonna sit here and think that all the white big guys that are there are all working like a saint. They've not done anything. But I feel like in the Africans or the black community, it's like it's a joy for us to see one of us go down. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you've really been around rich people, you would know the kind of lifestyle that they live. I've been to invite only parties. You would really know what goes on and how they actually live.
Okay.
And the kind of, it's also crazy seeing the kind of people that desperately want to place themselves in these spaces, regardless of what goes on there, you know. And that's the part where I sometimes find very interesting, because I'm like, knowing that this is what goes on there, why would you force yourself to want to be in these spaces? You know, I wouldn't be able to answer that, but yeah, when it comes to people with money, why, it doesn't matter what the race is, but they do indulge in all these different kind of underground activities. Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, personally, for me, if you ask me, I don't wish to see any black guy who's in the top, I mean, get down this way. You know, it's not really good, because like I said, these are people that our kids are even going to look up to. Probably you might want to tell your kids stories about, oh, okay, Sean Diddy or Combs was the first to do something like this, or to put something like this in place, and then just to realize that, oh, behind the nice guy, behind the good guy, and other things he was able to accomplish, there's just dirty aspect of him, you know.
Right. I think one thing about life that some of us fail to understand is that life is always given and taking. So, and to reach certain levels, something has to be given and something has to be taken.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes down to, like you mentioning, Jay-Z and Beyonce and all these kind of people, like everyone has the skeletons in their closet, you know. So it's all about I think it always comes down to what closet gets opened wide for the world to see, and that's where the judgment starts coming in. But I think we all have our closets. Right. Some are bigger than others, but yeah.
All right. Okay. So with that said, we're not going to say much. Like I said, we all kind of have skeletons in our closets. So until your closet is not yet open for us to see what's inside, someone else is open. Don't be too harsh to criticize and all that kind of a thing. So like I said, when it comes to the issues like this, we can always use one day to talk all about it. But I'm glad you passed through for us to have this discussion like this. Enough having said. So once again, I want to say thanks for passing by.
Appreciate it, man. Lapote TV. Make sure y'all to subscribe to Lapote TV and, you know, watch some of the current hot topics that are going on around, and also some of the finest individuals that are based in Hamburg City, especially from the diaspora, that are doing good work for the community, and that some of you guys may even want to work with. Lapote has dedicated himself to get to, you know, interview and have one-on-one conversations with a lot of these individuals, from the business world to the political world to the entertainment world. So stay tuned to Lapote TV.
I really appreciate for you saying that. So once again, like I said, thanks for passing through that.
No problem. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good.